Hi viewers, good to have you in class. Okay, all right. This is A Plus Academic Resource Center where we take online tutorials for undergraduates and senior secondary students. All right, undergraduates are basically for social science and management science students. Okay, yes. All right. Today we are going to be looking at theory of demand under economics. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the meaning and the law of demand. Okay. Now, when we say demand, I like confusing demand and supply. Okay, this is supply. We have treated demand. Okay, we have treated demand before now in the previous class. So maybe I'm going to share the link in the description section where you can, go back and refresh your memory and all that. But today we are dealing with supply. Okay, now when we say supply, what supply? Now, supply has to do with the amount of goods, okay, or services that a supplier is willing to sell at a particular price and at a particular period of time. Okay, a particular price, a particular quantity, and at a particular period of time. Okay, now that's what we mean by when we say supply in simple terms. The amount of goods and services that a supplier is willing to sell or to supply to the market at a particular price, at a particular quantity, and at a particular period of time. Okay, now unlike demand, the supply curve moves in the same direction, okay, with price. Okay, as price is going up, okay, as price is going up, quantity supplied is going up as well. As price is going upwards, quantity supply is going upwards. So price and quantity supply moves in the same direction. Okay, unlike demand, where you have the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. Okay, so supply is different from that. Okay, that's what brings us to what the law of supply, where we say all things being equal. Okay, all things being equal, the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. That is to say, whenever the price is going up, suppliers are willing to sell at a higher, to supply at higher quantities. Do you understand? As price is going up, they are willing to supply at higher quantities. That's simply what the law is saying, or what the law is talking about. The higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. Are we together? All right. Now, we're going to talk about the supply curve. Okay, the supply curve or schedule first. The supply schedule and supply curve. Okay, the supply schedule and supply curve. Now, when we say supply schedule and supply curve, just like the demand, where we have the demand schedule and the demand curve. Okay, the supply schedule is a tabular representation. Okay, it's a tabular representation of the quantity of goods, okay, the quantity of goods and services that the suppliers are willing to supply to the market at a particular price. A tabular representation. Okay, now this is what we mean. Now we have what we call the individual supply schedule. Okay, and we have the market supply schedule. Okay, now this individual supply schedule has to do with a single supplier. Okay, a single supplier or a single commodity being supplied to the market. A single supplier or a single commodity being supplied to the market. Okay, that's what we mean by, just like we have the individual demand schedule. Okay, where demand, we are talking about an individual demand here, or a single commodity being demanded. Okay, but in this case we're talking about supply. Now, for market supply schedule, we're talking about more than one suppliers willing to supply goods and services at a particular price to the market, or more than one commodity at a particular price to the market. Are we together? All right, so now under individual, let me give you a specimen of what we're talking about. Now, under the individual demand supply schedule, we have price, we have quantity supplied. For instance, quantity supplied. Let's say we are talking about rice here, okay? The supply of rice, okay? So we have maybe when it's 50, at price 50, 30 kilogram, okay? 30 kilogram is being supplied. At price 80, 40 kilogram being supplied. At price 100, 50 kilogram. At price 120, 60 kilogram, okay? Now, if you check, the higher the price, as the price is skyrocketing, okay, more is being supplied to the market. That's how supply, the theory or supply law, the law of supply, that's how it works, okay? The higher the price, the higher the quantity what supply. Now, when we talk about market supply schedule, we will have something like this, okay? We have the price, okay? We have the quantity supplied, okay? Let's say we'll have 1, 2, 3 suppliers, okay? Then we'll have the total here, okay? We'll have the total here, okay? We have the price, okay? Let's say this is supplier A, supplier B, supplier C, okay? We have supplier A, supplier B, supplier C, okay? Are we together? Please use the comment section if you don't understand what we're talking about. Are we together? So we have price here. Let's say we are still considering rice, okay? The supply of rice to the market. So we have price here. We have supplier A, B, C, and the total here. Let's say at price 50, supplier A gave us 2 kg, okay? Supplier B gave us 5 kg, supplier C gave us 3 kg, okay? At price 60, okay, 16 naira. Supplier A gave us 4 kg, supplier B gave us 6 kg, supplier C gave us 4 kg, okay? At let's say 18 naira, okay? Supplier A gave us 6 kg, supplier B gave us 8 kg, supplier C gave us 7 kg. Okay, now the total of this will be 2 plus 5, that's 7 plus 3, that's 10. 4 plus 6, that's 10 plus 4, we have 14. 6 plus 8, that's 14, plus 7, that's 21, okay? So the total of this will be 5, okay? 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4, 45. 45 kilogram, all in total. Okay, now there's something I want you to notice here. Now, you see, as the price is going up, we have 50, we have 60, we have 80. As the price is going up, each supplier is supplying at a higher quantity. Do you get it? Each supplier is supplying at a higher quantity because the higher the price, the higher the what? Quantity supplied. So supplier A supplied 2, 4, 6 at various prices as the prices were going up. Same thing with supplier B, same thing with supplier C. Now, this is the difference. Here we have a single supplier. Here we have multiple suppliers supplying rice to the market. So that's the difference between the individual supplies curve and schedule and the market supply schedule. Now, talking about the curve. The curve is the graphical representation of what we have just done here. The supplies, the individual supply schedule and the market supply schedule. Now, if you want to, if you're solving or you're drafting for the individual supply schedule, you use a what? The individual, you make use of the individual supply curve. Same thing with the market supply schedule. Okay. So now you see, we have. Okay, let's quickly draft out this. Let's quickly draft out for the individual. So at this y-axis, we have the price. The x-axis, we have the quantity what? Supply, okay? We have the quantity supply. Let me use quantity supply, okay? I'm just giving us, trying to illustrate what we mean by the schedule and the curve, okay? So the curve is the graphical representation of the schedule. The curve is the graphical representation of the schedule. The schedule is a tabular representation of the various quantities supplied at various or different prices to the market. Is it clear? Don't get it confused, okay? Now, for let's use 2020 units. Let's use 2020 units. We have 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 100. Then for the supply, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay? Now, when the price is 50, I'm showing you how you draft your supply curve, okay? When the price is 50, the quantity supply is 30. When the price is 50, 50 is around here. Then quantity supply is 30. 30 is around here, okay? Now, when the price is 80, quantity supply is 40. When the price is 80, quantity supply is 40, okay? When the price is 100, quantity supply is 50, okay? 100, 50 should be around here, okay? When the price is 120, quantity supply is 60. So 120 should be around somewhere here, okay? So when it's 120, we have 60 at this is 60, okay? Now if you check, you see now, joined together. So you see, the curve is going the same direction with the price. The supply, quantity supply and the price heading towards the same direction. Okay, this proves the what? The law of supply. Are we together? All right. Having known that, use the comment section. All right, so we're going to be looking at the types of supply now. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the types of what? Supply. Are we together? So now there are three fundamental types of supply. Are we together? So we have, number one, we have the composite supply. Number two, we have the joint supply. Number three, we have the competitive supply. Okay? Now, when we say composite supply has to do with when a commodity is required for two or more purposes, okay? When a commodity is actually supplied for two or more purposes, or can serve two or more purposes, okay? For instance, we have crude, for instance. Let me use that. Crude, yeah, for instance. Now, you know, we can get petroleum and kerosene from crude, okay? Now, it's serving two or more purposes. There are other things you can use petroleum for, okay? So that is to say, if the supply for one commodity increases, it will affect the other commodity, because people who need this one, for instance, okay, let's use petrol and kerosene, for instance, okay? Since crude can solve these two problems, okay? Since kerosene and petrol can be gotten from crude, if the supply of this one increases, it will affect this one, because people who might need this one in large quantity will not be able to get it, because there's already a bigger demand or a big supply of petrol to the market. So thereby it's reducing the quantity that needed to be supplied to people who need kerosene. Okay, so if the price for petrol increases, it will definitely affect the price for kerosene. Because remember, the higher the price, the higher the quantity demanded. So if there is increase in price in petrol, definitely suppliers will want to supply petrol, because that's where they will gain from. Okay, so for those who need kerosene, they will need to struggle, because there's a short supply, because all energy and resources have been channeled to petrol. So when we have more than two commodities, when we have a commodity serving more than two purposes, it's called the composite supply. Okay, now when we have the joint supply, we are trying to say when a commodity has the same source, two or more commodity has the same source, okay? Two or more commodity has the same source. Still using crude as a basic example. Now, petrol and kerosene from the same source. Okay, 2 or more commodities from the same source. That's what we mean by joint supply. Then competitive supply. This one has to do with close substitutes. Okay, this one has to do with close substitutes. Now, you should know what we mean by close substitutes by now. You should know what we mean by that. You know, commodities that are closely what related. That's what we mean by close substitutes. Okay, so the price of one will definitely affect the price or the supply of the other one. Okay, if there's increase in one of them, let's say 2 close commodities, if the price for one increases, definitely the supply for that one will increase. Okay, thereby affecting the other one, the close substitute of the other close substitutes. Do you understand me? So this competitive supply has to do with what close substitute. You know, there are several commodities. I don't want to mention any now. There are several commodities that are very close. They can be used for the same, they serve the same purpose. Okay, they are close, they are not the same, they are close, and but they serve the same purpose.